1 2 1 2. Yeah, I'm recording, and I'm not trying to give up all the tapes. Rapping to my man G, right? Like me and G go way back, right? Uh, you know, his his mama called him Scoot, so he was or he is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sending this to him because it's like I said, I'm not trying to give up all the tapes. That's not my goal in this. My goal in this is to share the culture, like what hip hop really is. I mean, that's always been my goal. It wasn't to, you know what I mean, break down everybody's quote unquote list or whatever it is that we're measuring or what they're measuring us by. You know what I'm saying? We always measured ourselves by our culture and what we did together. You know what I'm saying? So it became, how many cases or how many bottles of beer you can drink, right? Or how many L's you could tote, or how many girls you can lay, right? So like that, like when did that become the culture? Like that's what I'm trying to, I mean, those are the things that we did for fun, you know what I mean? But um, it's always been how many books can you read, right? How many well, and my man G spot is how many phones can you sell, right? Because that's therein is where I always appreciated G's genius. I stayed behind and kept reading the books. I could have read way more than what they presented me, but it's I'm also having fun. I'm enjoying life. I'm not concerned about the corporations like that. So the uh, the irony of seeing CVS and taking down the photos of their CEOs, um, because now the hitmen are on the run. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I don't want to say funny, but you see what I'm saying? Now they scared. It's like y'all like they need bodyguards like Whitney Houston, right? And then now I'm telling on G, right? Because G used to want to beat up Bobby Brown because Whitney, what I mean, he had a thing for Whitney Houston. So, but yeah, me and G go way back. We go way back. What I mean, and G actually, went go even further back with my brother. So, because they went to high school together. So, um, my second year, G was G's first year, and and a couple other Lankenall and Germantown crew came into the school, and what I mean, and we all connecting like pre internet. Like I mean, we at the early beginnings of the internet, right? It was still it was peer to peer dial up back then. I had a Commodore 128, so all I had to do was get a modem, and I can go peer to peer through dial up. Like that was the main thing with that, right? So yeah, I'm messing with y'all with the clubhouse games 51. But we'll get into that too, because that's what I'm actually talking to G about. You know what I mean? Like uh, we still playing checkers when they playing chess. Like that's classic hip hop right there, and right or wrong, right? They playing we playing checkers, and they playing chess. So me and G used to, after was it after I graduated? I guess so. I used to come visit him a little bit too, while I was still in school. Cause yeah, G after a couple years, G left and went came back home and started selling phones. And actually, I think I might have got kicked out too for a semester or something like that. Was that the case? I'm trying to remember now. When did I had to take a semester off, and yeah, I took a semester off and G was kind of set up by then, and but that's when we hung out, really hung out. Outside of the university setting, G had a nice little spot with I forget his roommate's name right now, but we'll get back to him too. Good peoples. We all good people. We all from the hood. We all uptown Philadelphia, and we me G and two other friends get together and play some chess together. So uh, that's why I got this one, because I want to challenge G again. I want to teach the seed how to play chess. Um, but how it goes. You ain't got time to play Mario. My son want to play Sonic all the time. I'm trying to play that Minecraft. That Minecraft is pretty cool, So I don't think I got his volume up too much where they're going to interrupt my. Let me get past this right. Skip that clown. And it would just play whatever. I'm just running it to show one of the ways that I'm trying to school the preteen out of, well, he's a teenager now, so, and I'm getting off topic, right? So yeah, me and G we went to college together, and the one memory of us being out of control, taking too many, counting too many beers, and we was that's when Jump was out, and we was in UP, and it was a dry campus, but we made it a wet one. You know what I'm saying? And me and G was in the common room, just jump, back and make it, and it's jumping up and down, and I stopped, and I was like, G, we messed up, yo. Right? Because that's when the consciousness taught to me. And I was like, gee, we messed up, man. It was a BSU banquet, dance or something that night. And I was like, we messed up, man. I'm gonna go in here. I'm going to bed, man. I wouldn't go to this. We had too many beers, man. We messed up. We drank too much, and then jumping up and down, and all that did was mess up the alcohol more. And I went to bed. So somehow G made it to the dance, and then the story that the infamous Goo tells is that he said that public safety was chasing after G. All you seen was lights coming down the DMZ and chasing after G, and he was running away like a drunken slave. to quote Iron Man, Ghostface Killers. It was a Ghostface Killer line. And I mean, that's hip hop right there, right? Like, G, I told him not to go to the dance. He went to the dance all drunk. And next you know, the public safety was chasing him down the DMZ, like they was trying to catch a runaway slave. Like, what did G do? But that, I mean, those was fun times, you know what I mean? We college kids just trying to enjoy life, and, So I'm hoping I'm not embarrassing my man too much on that one. He knows that's a classic story right there. And my mishap was later on. That's my tonsillitis story. I'll tell her myself a little later on after that. and then that's when I'm bringing up and that's when I'm bringing Snake into the story. And I'll introduce Snake a little later. I'm always talking about Dust. Dust is my number one. You know what I mean? And that's where that whole favoritism thing and how the government and the political system is using favoritism to make us jealous of each other, and I'm sitting on the sidelines like, well, I'm not jealous of, like, that's my fam, like, regardless of how much of a knot or wide that they pull out their pockets, like. Obviously, they don't understand hip hop like that. You know what I mean? So when G left and sold them phones, you know what I mean? He already had a nice little whip. It was he wanted at his job or something like that. And those are other stories. I'm gonna lead them. I'm gonna lead them in the burner. You know what I mean? But this is not to. It's never to evidence for. If they try to run for presidency, like that was the joke we used to say way back then, and therein it kicks in my memory of all the good friends that we had back then, and what people was able to accomplish and do in life, So I'm just moving really. See what I'm saying? Get aggressive on them. So, but yeah, I'm not really thinking and playing. I just show a couple moves and dare the computer a little bit and see how they move and because this is all artificial intelligence that I'm playing against, and it's on some low level stuff right now. So it's probably easy. It's probably easy if I really focus. I could probably beat it in 5-6 moves or whatever. Um, but I mean, they're in his chest, right? You know what I mean? This is what I'm trying to get back with G, and I'm trying to teach the preteen adolescent how to play and or the teenager now, so that we can you know play online and challenge each other as we set up this network so we can increase our net worth, because that's really what it's about. Back then, that's all we was doing, creating a network before this whole internet network thing. And so I I got 600 friends, but and then most of them is people I met in life, and some of them I network tighter than others, and are closer to BFF status or whatever. And I'm using that BFF thing as a facetious thing to show the difference between the matriarchy and the patriarchy. The matriarchy says BFF, and they really mean it. Like, they mean a lesbian love affair in so many words. Like, it's I'm married to her. Like nah, that's what I mean. That's gay, right? The fellas, we don't even use that term. Like, what I'm saying. And when dealing with I already mentioned Dust and Snake and G, right? Though that that's the four right there. You had Hayden in there, and Cool was in the spot too. Cool was our I was the one that flipped through different roommates, right? I had dang, what was that guy now? I had like a 40-year-old white man as my first quote unquote partner, and then Big Al came into the spot. So when we lived in UP, I'm talking about. So I mean, that was an experience, like, what I mean, and therein is like my reflection of hip hop and trying to is like, it's we're the racist ones or whatever, or we're the gangbangers, and seriously, it was me, Dust, Snake, and G. We all 20-year-olds, and then my roommate was like a 40-year-old white man. Right, and we teaching him the culture like it ain't no thing, you know what I mean? And that was a funny experience right there. I know he and he might have been an agent for the whole system to see what to measure what the culture really is, So come to think about it, he might be a CIA agent, and taking notes on the black culture and watching us like Jane Goodall did with the monkeys in Africa, right? Is that Jane Goodall? I'm just grabbing names out of it, and just throwing the thoughts. I'm just shooting the thoughts, because that's what this is supposed to be of YouTube, in my opinion. It's supposed to be shoot your thoughts, break down the whatever the topic is, and share it with the world. It ain't got to be more complicated than that. It gets funny because we think we're in control, and that's where it's like, nah, there's one guy controlling it all. So yeah, our friend, getting hurt like that during these Biden economics times, and the killer using it as an excuse, and all the crazy medications that they feeding us, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it is God's work in the end. It's still God's work, and that's where I look at Vert as the the spiritual leader, but he's still my little knucklehead, but Vert doing good. He's always been my okay. you teaching math, but let me drop a little abstract math on you. Let me drop a little analytical math on you. Let me drop some. Let me show you how this arithmetic is sacred, symbolic, and secular. But now we hear secular, and automatically we thinking some sexual deviancy, boy, BS, right? So therein is where that's why I had to step away from quote unquote democracy and Obama and his hypocrisy of including some really effed up things that they now imposing on the children, and it's like, yo, they really mean that, dude. Like, that's some demonic stuff that they doing over there. We need to leave them the hell alone. I'm just keeping it 100, right? As I take a sip of water, because that's what I have to drink now. So you see, that was a quick open right there. He moved his queen out a little bit to, I guess to intimidate me. You know what I mean? But the way this computer is designed to help you learn how to play the game. So yeah, this knight can get aggressive, I guess, if it wants to. The queen can get aggressive if she wanted to. I stopped they stopped my aggressiveness with my bishop is not threatened. I don't see anywhere, right? I am thinking of let me get defensive. I'll just get defensive, and just to do so. Move my see, the queen see, that's how dumb they are, right? But that eliminates me being aggressive, I guess. No, I can always still do this, right? So I don't know why the computer did that. It is what it is. But he can't move that. So, I'll do this right here, I guess. I'm just playing with feeling, Now, I can move this forward. Is that in passing? I'm not sure. There's a rule called in passing. I think this, but no, that wouldn't be in passing. See, now I got to remember the rules. When you move a pawn ahead without capturing it, would be in passing. Now that wouldn't be an in passing situation. See, there's certain rules like that I have to go back over. So, but yeah, this is chess 101. Just a little lesson that I'm giving. Showing and sharing it with the world, and in the comments section, correct me if I'm, it's been a while since I played it. I shared a little bit of Chinese checkers on here, and it's been a while since I played that. That's more of a three-man's game of moving from triangle to triangle along a hexagon of dots, right? So that's just a quick summation of what the difference between Chinese checkers and this classic grand old game that comes from early Egyptian lore, right? Ancient Kemet. Now, was that ancient Kemet black or white? We'll deal with that later on, and how far back in time we're going to go with this whole black and white war that they still want to push on us, which is complete hypocrisy. We are so integrated as a biological species or people, because the more you go back further in time, the more of it webbing together, if you think about it logically. See, because everybody has two parents, everybody has 4 grandparents, everybody has 8 great grandparents, everybody has 16 great great grandparents, 32 great great great, 64 great, right? It keeps getting more greater, and then 128, 256, 512, 1024. By the time you get 2 to the 20th power, right, which would be basically 20 generations, 400 years, or whatever, however we're going to measure how long a generation is. Now you're dealing with a megabyte in computer terms, which because that's the same way we measure bits, bytes, and etc. in computer sense. Now you're then looking at 1 million people getting that twinkle in their eye to have that child that's going to trickle down the DNA to you. So yes, I'm at least one millionth white or whatever, and vice versa. There's at least somebody one millionth black or whatever. So, but therein is the ignorance of our older generation with the one drop blood rule, right? Like we really don't measure ourselves by that anymore. It's God presents the angel in front of you, and if it works out, then that's your queen, and love your you only need one. Like that's always been kind of God's lesson to me, and that's one that I always share with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So one at a time, but we dealing with a society that's promoting what's his name? What's the comedian's name? I always bring him up, and then I have to think of a Chappelle kid when he said, "Who's Nick Cannon?" Right? Who the hell is Nick Cannon? and herein it goes back to Kutztown, because Kutztown we had Bill Bellamy. Who was the other dude? We had Bill Bellamy. Cooper, hanging with Mr. Cooper, right? We had him, Cooper. I can't remember the other guy's name, right? I can't remember his name, but I know Bill Bellamy, Cooper, because I was kind of involved with student government and student activities committee. Shout out to JJ for putting me down with those kind of goals in life. That's my quote unquote big brother when I first went to KU. And but then we had the locals like the Omar, like the Shiz, that I don't think Shiz did a stand-up routine. Shout out to Albox, and that's the name he goes by now, So and I don't remember Albox getting on, but we had our own little mini Def Comedy Jam. That was us bringing hip hop culture to Kutztown University. And and they hung with them. Omar hung with them, right? Al hung with them, and I don't even think I went to that first year. I know I went to the second year, right? But we had 2 years of that, and that's when I was on the activities committee and working with homecoming and trying to pay attention to the business aspect of it, and But at the same time, trying to enjoy life, But I just wanted to share a quick personal one with everybody. These are real people that I do, that I got to know and respect. That I'm hitting on the side, like, yo, listen, man, we're going to be all right. We're going to figure this out. We'll connect again in 2025. I did, and we know the world looking like it's going to hell in a handbasket. But that's God doing His work. That's what that's what Vert talking about. I just because Vert was the third BSU president or something like that. Was he fourth? I don't know. He was one of the BSU presidents, and it was like they Chuck, you do it. Like nah, I'm good. I was me and Dust was doing our NAACP thing, and y'all handle the BSU, and then that way we can get this cash from the school so that we can build platforms, hip hop platforms for us to make life more comfortable for our people, because we was only 400 strong in a university, 400 or 500 strong black people, in a university of thousands. Right? So, and I'm talking about foundational black, autochthons, American, right? I'm talking, you know what I mean? As we go back with our heritage, it's, yeah, my great 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 grandfather was a sharecropper, et cetera, et cetera. Like we know our history. We learning it. Um, you know what I mean? Because the baby boomers is, hopefully they still with us. Some of them are, some of them aren't. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to all the ones that are no longer with us, and we pray for every day for the ones that are still with us. Like my parents are still with us, and I try to put them down with the modern day kids a little bit, but they still they still caught up in my dad want to watch what's the dog movie Rennie Tintin or something with my son, and it's like, Dad, that ain't gonna work. I can't even remember the name of the Old Yeller. He want to watch Old Yeller with the boys. Like, nah, that's not gonna work, pops. At least go see Sonic with him or something. I mean, but I mean that's how the game plays. That's the beauty of life, And to be honest, and that's therein is like I'm trying to school everybody on that real economics. You see, socioeconomics is really the art of making the most out of life, not money. Money is a fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, right? Time is holy. Hip hop is life. God. Now we talking about love. You know what I mean? So just because our friend went through what she went through, um, I still listen to. And I still love Vert for giving me a prayer every day. Um, he understood. It's just I understand. You know what I mean? G, we gonna keep on working on understanding. Um, that day will always echo in my ear because I'm trying my best to give understanding, and it was, all I keep hearing is, all he had to do was leave, Chuck. And you're so right. Um, Father's got to stay in the home though. That's where that's what I'm right. Father can't not allowed to abandon your family. But that's the difference between me and a lot of people. So, you know, um, hip means to know it's a form of intelligence. To be hip means to be up to date and relevant. Hop, that's a form of movement. You can't just observe a hop, you gotta hop up and do it. Hip and hop is more than music. Hip is that knowledge, hop is that movement. Hip and hop is intelligent movement or relevant movement. We selling the music. So write this down in your black books and journals. Hip, hop, culture is eternal. Run and tell all your friends an ancient civilization has been born again. That's the teacher. I'll be back with more top 5 MC hip hoppers, whatever you want to call them. Or I like, I think of them as groups. And my KU group was tight, right? Rest in peace to Big Al. Thinking about him today, right? Mark MG, Marcus Garvey. That's now y'all want to talk about my BFFs, Marcus Garvey. I'm gonna connect with you again, family. Like what I mean, we buried a good friend not too long ago, and so many friends, Mark, and I mean the list goes on. And we still here, and Marcus Garvey has a beautiful family, and so and we all do. So we keep sharing them to Facebook. That's when I'm gonna get my Facebook back to sharing family, my family more so than talks and things like this. I'm going to use my YouTube page to be strictly, video games, play a video game, maybe throw some, political, religious, or scientific conversation out there. Who cares if you don't like my being? You can call it an opinion if you want, and what I mean, you can even judge whether or not it's true or false. But we dealing with right or wrong. that's what hip hop is really is about. Like it's trying to be righteous. Um, yeah, they all pointing at us rappers and saying that we wrong. You know what I mean? But they've been doing that for 500 years since 1526 is the foundational America's claim of our first revolution against the system, right? So we working on getting that. We gonna have a barbecue that day. I'm gonna give y'all out the exact date. We'll have a barbecue that day and celebrate life together. We'll figure it out. But until next time, I just wanted to drop something a little more personal. Um, I mean, just rapping about my man G about playing, and I'm sending this to him and playing chess together. And as you can see, I'm over here practicing. I got the computer against the ropes that fast, right? And I'm not going to show me, dominating the computer like that. And I gave a little commentary on how to play the game a little bit, so I did more than enough. And I'm gonna like how this video turned out. So, and I ain't give up too many tapes, because the goal was never to body count of 500. It was always about having fun together and just enjoying life and sitting back, play a little chess, get a case, play a little chess, talk about what I mean, and then on the same for other friends we play Madden together. That was me and Goo kind of thing. Play a little quick Madden, and then I get to the neighborhood friends. I was thinking about at Goat today. Talking to Duck today. So, but we're gonna be all right. That's my message to everybody. We're gonna be all right. What I mean? Don't get caught up in their war. This is their war actually that's going on. They trying to realign the economy and like they always, they ain't trying to share, right? They trying to share more debt. They ain't trying to share more what's the positive side, because everybody in debt, right? That's where we trying to help people understand, like, all that debt and it's imaginary, so why are we killing each other over going into more debt? We think they act like they got billions of dollars, and P Diddy and Jay-Z and Kanye, they all on the run, right? Because they're the rappers we need to blame, right? So, and they come knocking on the door looking for a place to stay, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bring me off a stack, nope. You know what I mean? That's all that is. But there it is. Good rap. And let me end with my one God, our Father, all the time, hip hop life, love, one.